we have done the same registration several times over the last 10 years, and each one was an iteration of various failures over how to really keep our data and use it meaningfully. Some of us were very, very opposed to the last one because it was completely flawed in the way it was designed, the way it was approached, the way it was executed, and the fact that that particular SIM registration did not have anything to do directly with the NI database, as in terminating with the NI database or having people verify information from the NI database, made it very moot. And for some of us, we thought it was just an exercise. Rightly so. We thought that it was an exercise just to, line some people's pockets in the name of trying to do a national exercise. And I still stand by that. So we definitely need a very credible SIM register. Because the main reason why the last SIM registration was done, the objective was not achieved, because cyber security fraud or cyber fraud through SIM card fraud, etc., still exists today. We are all, aware of the fact that people are always calling and scamming people and all of that, and it has become a very big issue today. But let's look at what is being proposed. I actually had a chance to call the minister to clarify, because I wanted to also know the reasoning behind this new one, this new proposed SIM registration. And from what I have gathered, it is going to be mostly an interactive process that will, first of all, seek to align the databases. So what is on your NI database is going to be synchronized with what is the existing data. So for most people who have done their SIM registration, there might not be the need for anybody to visit any center unless there are discrepancies in your data on the SIM card, and then the data on your national ID. So whereas in the previous instance the biometrics were taken, but they were not really tied to. I remember we were taking pictures of our hands or our thumbs or something and putting a database, and that thing, all of us knew that was a very useless exercise in trying to capture any biometrics, because I could take anybody's finger, I could capture anybody's thumb or finger and then put it there and say that was mine. So this is not about that, but this is mostly more about synchronizing the databases. The NI database is being made open and accessible to the SIM database. So if my number is 024123123, then they are going to check and see whether the details on the SIM match the details on the your national ID, so that it can be synchronized, and then you would know that, okay, so this is really the person that he says he is. I believe that whilst we are yet to see how to be implemented in full, I believe that this will be a probably more humane approach than the one we had before, where we were all forced to go and queue and go through all of that rigmarole. I believe that in this particular instance, the main essence of having a credible database that identifies us as individuals with our SIM card or our phone numbers, this probably is a better step. They have the benefit of hindsight to be able to develop a system that is not intrusive, that's not going to force all of us to go to the telco operators' offices to go and queue needlessly for hours. If that is what is going to be done, some of us are really in favor of that, because then it will really be able to zero down on those who are using SIM cards for nefarious purposes, and then the security agencies will be able to execute their activities better and know that people cannot use their numbers or phone numbers to engage in fraudulent activity, which has been the case throughout. And so for some of us, we just want clarity in the databases that run our things. Whether it's national ID, whether it is driver's license, whether it is passports, we should have that ability to synchronize our personal data such that if we have the national ID being the one-stop shop, let it be that one-stop shop and do what it's supposed to do without all the other encumbrances or things that dance around it, where everybody gets up and does something new the next day, and what do you call it, which becomes a waste of taxpayers' money. I also do know that in this particular case, we are also, or I've been told, that there'll be things like a liveliness test, where you can use your phone to check whether you're a human being or not, where your phone camera, you turn left and right and those kinds of things, just to know that you are truly who you say you are. And I believe that if you can do that on your phone at your own convenience, that is way better than having to walk into a shop and queue just to have your biometrics taken.